Welcome to our program on Kardec Radio.
Hi, lovely friends. We are back today with our book. Sorry, let me just get this right. With our book, Living Spring. This will be the last day that we are going to do it in this year, on the brink of a new year. Today, we are doing chapter 71. The book is by Emmanuel through Chico Xavier. And today's chapter is Take the Opportunity. So, beloved friends, we will see what Emmanuel means by this line, take the opportunity. If anyone says, I love God, yet hates his brother, he is a liar. For how can anyone who does not love his brother, whom he can see, love God, whom he cannot see? And it's 1 John 4, verse 20. Life is a process of the soul's growth towards the divine grandeur. Make the best of the struggles and problems along the way in order to grow, widening your circle of relationships and action. Let us learn in order to teach. We cannot teach, beloved friends, if we do not educate ourselves. Let us accumulate in order to help. So to work so that we can also help others and not accumulate everything for ourselves. Let us become greater in order to protect. Let us become educated in order to serve. The more we educate ourselves, the more we know that Spiritism teaches us that it is through serving that we also evolve. By keeping a blessing, by doing and giving something, the soul is always going further. By keeping a blessing to itself, the spirit often adorns itself, but it, if it spreads its wealth around, it grows constantly. By serving others, it is incorporated into the torus of the joy it caused. By teaching the student, it enjoys the benefit of the lesson. This is why when we give of ourselves, if we share the teachings like we all do together on Kodak Radio, we also learn. So by helping, by sharing, we all learn. By being of service, it progresses and sanctifies itself in the beauty of individual and collective experience. When we do things together, we will learn. We have to serve, be surrounded by by people to be able to work on ourselves, to give, to um, work on the virtues that we still need to to work on, and also to help each other in this incarnation by spreading health and lofty thoughts. It becomes a living fountain of blessing and happiness for everyone. So if we are constantly busy with happy thoughts, if we are busy with divine thoughts, if we are busy with speaking the good, molding the good, like Emmanuel has told us in the book Fallen Life, if we are constantly focusing on the good, we will We also help those that are around us focus on the good. By, by willingly helping in the ministry of the good, it enjoys the overall prosperity. Therefore, giving of yourself, of your strengths and resources, working constantly to implement new values, helping others for your own good. So, to do all these things is for us to evolve. Emmanuel is telling us that we give of ourselves, we give of our strength and our resources, working constantly to implement new values, to focus on new values. Because this is why we need to know ourselves, to need to know where we still have weaknesses, things that we need to work on. And the only way that we can do that is to see how we feel, our feelings, and to work with those feelings. And then to educate ourselves. The more we educate ourselves, the more we will grow in patience. We will be more patient. We will be more understanding. We will be more tolerant towards our neighbor. The world is a long, long road of evolution and growth. The long, long road is the many lifetimes that we need sometimes, the many incarnations, so that we can work and we can correct something wherein um, ignorance and weakness travel along with you. So it is a long road sometimes. Have gone through many lives, ignorant and weak, and take this glorious opportunity for evolution that the physical sphere has conferred on you, and help those who come your way without thinking about any payment. So, this incarnation is an opportunity for evolution in this physical sphere because we know we need to be incarnated to work, to serve, so that we can evolve. And with evolution, when we evolve, when we keep our thoughts and we learn, it brings us joy, it brings us hope, it brings us peace, because we will find in serving love, joy, and peace. It will make us happy to do these things. And when we are still not happy to work and to do things for others, we have to look at ourselves and see what we need to change. Sometimes we are still in thinking about ourselves, our own ego, what we want. But if we change our view to look outside of ourselves and we go out and see what we can do for others, we also feel happy, feel um, that we want to do more. And the more we do, the more we want to do. Our neighbor is our point of contact with God. Let's just breathe through this. Our neighbor is our point of contact with God. So, what this means is that everyone around us is our contact with God. Do we see God in them? Do we see a soul also that is growing and still learning? But can we find God in them? If we want to be co-creators of God, then to see God, to work for God, is to work for our neighbor. to be of service. If you are seeking the Father, then help your brother and sister. Assist one another reciprocally, because in the enlightening words of the evangelist, if anyone says, I love God, yet hate his brother, he is a liar. For how can anyone who does not love his brother, whom he can see, love God, whom he cannot see? So I think we are much more enlightened through Emmanuel's teaching in this passage out of the Bible. And if we look at it, and I'm going to read this one passage again, our neighbor is our point of contact with God. And in the next line, it says, if you are seeking the Father, then help your brother and sister. So if we are looking to serve, if we want to find God, and if we want to seek the Father, we will find it in our brother and sister. If we look around us and on the brink of a new year, and we know that we have all these year's resolutions that we want to make. But one good resolution that we need to make is to focus on serving more, on doing more, on changing our thinking, concentrating on being present. So instead of want to lose weight, want to accumulate more things, maybe want to have a new job, there are so many things that people are focusing on. Let's focus on this lesson and let's read this again. Emmanuel says, excuse me, take the opportunity. So let you and I, beloved friends, take this opportunity to seek God in our neighbor so that we can be of service and so that we, by serving our neighbor, through Emmanuel, like Emmanuel has explained, happy thoughts, being happy, giving out goodwill, that is service. To understand, to be peaceful, to be patient, to be tolerant, sometimes just make way so that someone can, in their own time, evolve. Because if God has the patience for you and me, who am I? Thank you so much for joining me today. Happy New Year. I will see you in the next year, next week. Please be safe and God bless.